Hi, I'm Allie. Join me as I show you how to do this geometric drift bracelet. Kind of looks like bow ties using two different forms of tubes and cylinders. Remember, if you need any supplies, go ahead and look below the video in the description to get links to get those products on our site. As always, gather up your supplies and let's have fun and get started. So to get started, we are doing a series of triangles that are going to be held together with some 15-0s and then more triangles. We're going to begin by doing our joining or our connector. We have a liquid silver, one of our silvers, a liquid silver, and a 15-0. I also have 8-0s and tublet beads here. I'm going to drop this down to the base of my size 8 dragon thread in my black color. And I'm working with a size 11 needle. I'm going to go back up through that first tube, pull those together, skip over the bead that's there, and go back through the tube. We're going to do this one more time, skipping over the 15-0 and going back through the liquid silver tube number 1. That is going to put the 15-0s basically just hanging out at the top. Come back down through liquid silver bead number 2, and we're going to do our first triangle. Our triangles along the base are going to be a series of 8-0 seed beads and our liquid silver. The liquid silver are 1 by 2 millimeter is what the size of them are. If you don't have them, you can also use some bugle beads as well too. I'm going to use an 8-0, liquid silver, 8-0, liquid silver, oops, or drop them all. We're going to get on 2 more pieces of our liquid silver with an 8-0 before and after. Once you have those 5 beads on your needle, you're going to come back to that same liquid silver tube. You're going to go into it from the opposite side to create your first triangle. Nice tight pull, and you get that nice triangle together. From here, we are going to go through that first 8-0 seed bead, and we are going to add some tublet beads. The tubelets are going to be added with a 15-0 and then a tublet and then a 15-0. We're going to skip over the liquid silver tube and sew right into the 8-0 seed bead. That kind of curves in towards the center because it's a little bit shorter than the 10 millimeter tube. You're going to do the same thing 2 more times because we're doing everything in the triangle here. So 15, tublet, 15, over to the next 8-0 seed bead and through. Third time, 15, tublet, 15, and into the 8-0 that our thread was first coming out of. When I do this, I kind of try to sew towards the top because the tubelets are sitting at the top. So when I bring my thread and needle through, I don't want it mixed up with any of the liquid silver connector strands or anything below. Nice tight pull. We're going to fold those tubelets in towards the center, going in through the first 15 tublet. And now we're going to add 1 more 15 that sits between each tublet. Grab a 15. Go through the next tublet. That pulls that closer in and makes that nice little triangle there of silver. 15, spin your project around, go through the next tublet. 15, through the next tublet bead. Nice tight pull, and then you have that interior triangle inside of the liquid silver. From here, I'm going to go through the 15 and through the tublet, through the 15-0 after the tublet. If you want your tubelets to be even closer, you can also go through them all without any 15-0s next to one another. I'm going to come down into the design, into the 8-0 seed bead here. And now I'm going to go in and I'm going to go around the base to come out the 8-0 seed bead. around the base. What I mean by that is go back through your tublet or through your liquid metal there, all the way around through the 8-0 in the corner. You can see it sits basically like a stacked bracelet with the interior triangle of the 8-0 with the tublets sitting on the exterior on top of the liquid silver. From here, you're going to go through your 8-0 seed bead and out, and then we're going to start again. So starting again means we start another one of our triangles. We're going to go in and grab 3 of our liquid silver, putting a 8-0 seed bead in between each. So I've got my 3 liquid silvers, my 2 8-0 seed beads between each of them, and then I'm going back through that same 8-0 that my thread is coming out of, circling around so it forms your next triangle. Once you're in position and have that next triangle formed, pull your tight thread there. You're going to go in and start going through that first liquid silver tube, out the second or the first 8-0 actually that you just did. And now you're going to start to put on your tublets with a 15-0 between or before and after, and sewing into the corner 8s. Want a monthly dose of inspiration while stocking up on your beading supplies? Potomac Beads Treasure Box is a monthly subscription where you can save up to 60% off new and exciting materials. Every month, you'll receive an assortment of unique and exclusive beads in a variety of colors and shapes. Whether you're a beginner or an accomplished beader, the Treasure Box will inspire you to create unique projects for yourself and to gift to others. Unleash your creativity with a Treasure Box subscription. Visit PotomacBeads.com/subscriptions today, or click on the link below in the description to get links to get back to our website. Once you're done putting your second triangle together here of tublets, you need to come out through one of your 8-0 seed beads, and we're going to do that start or that combo where it gets started there at the beginning with our tublet bead. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back in here. I'm going to get rid of my tail here. Move that out of the way. Going to want to be kind of involved in everything since it's there. And what I'm going to do is create a link with my beads. So creating my link with my beads, I'm coming down through my liquid silver. I'm once again adding in a 15, a liquid silver, a 15, going back into the opposite side of the liquid silver bead that your thread is currently coming out of. Nice and tight, we're going to bound that together, going straight through the liquid silver, ignoring the 15-0, straight through the liquid silver on the opposite side. And then one more time through the exterior one that you've linked on. Here we go now, and we are ready to go in and start our next little bow tie. Once your bracelet gets long enough and you're getting to the end, you're going to grab 3 15-0 seed beads coming out of the last 8-0, and I'm grabbing the tongue of my infinite clasp there, which I'm using the exact same check color to match. And I'm going to then, after that clasp, making sure that it's sitting face up because you don't want to have your clasp upside down here. You're going to put on 3 more of your 15-0s and go back through that same 8-0 seed bead. Double check that your clasp is sitting correct, and you're going to reinforce it. Reinforcing it means that you're putting an extra strand of thread through the clasp. You're also taking the extra thread through that soldered loop. If you did not have a soldered loop and had a clasp that had a slit opening in it, you want to make sure to use a wire guard there. I'm going back through that second time. And now what I'm going to do is get rid of my extra thread. And to get rid of my extra thread, I'm going to turn my project over. So down through the side of one of my beads here. I'm going to go underneath the thread that connects the liquid silver to the 8/0 seed bead. This is called a bridge thread, sometimes bridging from 1 to 2 beads. I've sewed underneath the thread and I made a loop. I'm going to sew through that loop once and I'm going to sew through that loop twice. What that's going to do is twist the thread around that loop and create a nice sewer's knot that is not going to come apart as you get in and tighten that up. After the knot, I'm going to go through another bead, like the 8/0 that's beside it here. Nice tight pull. That'll pull that into the middle. Then I'm going to take my thread zap or my thread burner and burn down the extra thread towards the design. We're going to flip over on the other side and I'm going to do one more triangle to finish this off. So I'm finished with a pointed edge and my bracelet is long enough. And then we're going to add the clasp on the opposite side after gluing our cabochon in place. Once you have the other side done and that last triangle, you're going to put your clasp on the end and then that finishes up your bracelet. When you make it, it's really hard to see it here in the video. It has a great feel and a nice heaviness to it with that silver underneath your check glass beads. Thanks so much for joining me in creating that geometric drift bracelet. It's really fun to see how the metal can be used just like the glass beads as well. Remember, if you need any materials, go ahead and look below the video in the description to get links there to get back to our website and gather everything up. I can't wait to see your versions of it posted in our Facebook group for beading and jewelry making. As always, thanks so much for watching and stay tuned for more inspirational designs.